Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Red and White Football Podcast with your co-hosts, myself, Cormac, and my beautiful co-host, Taylor. Taylor, how we doing?
Oh, thank you very much, Cormac. What a nice, pleasant way to start this pod off. I'm really excited. We've got a big session planned today. We are going to be going through our team of the season so far. As you know, everyone, we've had 10 games in the Premier League season so far. So we've collated our best players, completely driven by data, common sense, and all the things you know us best for. How are you, Cormac?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm excited for this. This is kind of, like you said, now we're 10 games into the season. It feels like it all starting to make sense. I mean, that being said, if you look at the league table, it still looks like it could be week 2 or something.
All of a sudden, the long old adage of the 10 games means everything. It looks actually more up in air than it did in the first week of the season. So It's confusing, but it's good because it means we can put some different players in there, make a bit more sense of what's going on. You know, that's what we're here for, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. We'll obviously also come back to the Red and White scoreboard towards the end of the pod after we've done our team, which I've flown through not long ago. And let me tell you, it's been a bad week for Cormac and a fine week for Taylor.
Huge, big news.
But we'll get on to that later. But let's just jump straight into it, I think.
Let's just get into it.
Let's do our team of the season so far.
Huge.
Starting with the left wing. No, goalkeeper. Taylor, who have you put in goal in your team of the season so far?
So there's actually been a few good goalkeepers in the league so far this season.
I think the standard of goalkeeping, I think, has never maybe been this high.
I think the logic for that is because the Premier League's gone back to being so direct and everyone's got over their high horse of their goalkeeper needs to be a cam at the same time.
Yeah.
Goalkeepers can just be goalkeepers again, ladies and gentlemen. That is the era we're now back in.
The equivalent of that now is like, obviously, when everyone was like, oh, goalkeepers can't play out from the back. Now it's goalkeepers can't punch a ball from a corner.
We saw this with defenders. We went through the same thing with defenders. Your centre-back needs to be able to ping balls here, there, and everywhere. Yeah. Now we're just like hard tackling big boys. Yeah, we do indeed, everybody. So on that basis, I've gone for one of the best signings of the season so far, and someone who's performed really well considering they're coming from an external league is Roofs from Sunderland.
Yeah, okay. I did. You know what? I did look at him. Yeah, he has been good this year.
I think he's one of the reasons why Sunderland have been able to perform as well as they have. Mm-hmm. He's had some very strong performances. It's very difficult as a new goalkeeper who's come from a league which necessarily isn't a top 5 league to come straight into the Premier League, send alarmants, and do really well. And you love to see it. And he's enabled Sunderland to be strong attacking because if they've got a strong defence, then it gives them the world of good going forward. It gives them that extra sense of confidence, which has allowed them to get some pretty good results so far this season. So Roos, I think, he might end up, depending on how Sunderland obviously carry on for the remaining, 28 games of the Premier League
long way
season.
To go, long way to go.
Could end up finding himself in that team of the year, depending on obviously where Sunderland end up. But that's my choice, Cormac. Who have you gone for?
Well, I've gone for a similar kind of line of thinking, really. So kind of, looking at, again, one of the teams that have come up, a big important part of that is obviously having a competent goalkeeper and someone that can stop goals going in the net, as a goalkeeper's job tends to be. Even now, top teams are playing out a little bit more, but now you're happy to have a goalkeeper just save things and hit things long. So I've actually gone for Dubravka.
Interesting choice,
at Burnley. I mean, is this biased off that one game that they played with Wolves and he made that one unbelievable save?
That was a good save.
It's definitely playing a part, but I think he's just been really, really solid for Burnley. He's kind of not an old-fashioned keeper, but in the sense he is just a very good shot stopper.
Shout out ex-Manchester United goalkeeper.
Man United legends.
Yeah.
So I think he's just been really good for Burnley. Obviously, Burnley are doing very well. I think a lot better than people expected, along with the rest
Anything outside of the relegation zone for Burnley they're doing
it's success, especially with Scott Parker as your manager. If Scott Parker keeps Burnley up, that's generally a massive shock to everyone.
Give him a knighthood.
And he looked great when he gets to knighthood as well. He would dress so well. But I just think Dubravka's been really, really solid for Burnley this year. And has come up with some big saves, like that win against Wolves, for example. Yeah. It just, every those kind of games are the games that are going to keep them up.
I think that's a great shout, Cormac. And everyone loves talking about goalkeepers. So let's move on to right back.
Yeah, I think we probably have the same right back here. I think it's hard not to. We talk about him enough.
We do, and he is amazing, and especially at high fives, he is.
Yeah, he loves a high five. Diego Dalton.
No, just kidding.
I have gone for Jurgen Timber.
Let's talk about him. He's in mine as well.
Yeah, I don't think there's any competition at the moment in terms of who is the best right back in the league. I think he's comfortably the best on the ball. I think he's comfortably the best defender, one-on-one defender. And I think his link-up play with the likes of Saka as well really just allows Saka to go fly forward, overlap, cut in, whatever you may do, give Saka the space and the opportunity to play as well as he does. So I think Timber. I mean, who's the second? Who would you say is the second?
I think it would have been Tino Livramento had he not got injured.
Yeah,
he was in my FPL, man. He was balling out.
I really like Livramento.
I even captained him 1 week.
If he could stay fit, he probably would be looking to start next year as well. With maybe fighting Reece James. But I don't think it's any competition for Timber. What do you say?
No, I agree with your point on Timber. I think he's actually been one of the better players in the league.
Yeah,
I'd say he's probably been top 5 in the league. He's so good at defending. He's very good at attacking, considering the position he plays. He's so good on the ball. He's so good without the ball.
Yep.
He's one of these where he's not the tallest, he's not the biggest, but he's so technically sound. He's got such good football intelligence.
He's strong though as well. He's really strong.
Yeah, that he's really thriving this year. I think he's had obviously now a good stint without an injury, and he's now been able to really come in, make that position his own. No one's really talking about how Ben White can come back into that team because poor Benny Blanco got shifted out to right back, and now you've got almost one of the better players in the league.
Yeah.
And if you look at how much you bought him for to bargain buy, you paid maximum 40 mil for him.
Yeah, it was about that.
And obviously he had that devastating injury
ACL
when he first joined. So to see him, he was someone that Manchester United looked at signing, obviously, ding, ding, ding. And I look at him now at Arsenal, and I think, gosh, that would have been something about the way he plays football, you can really get behind him as a player. So agreed. Jury and Timber, shout out.
Absolutely. And it's really interesting watching Arsenal and their fullbacks play because they do just operate in midfield. I mean, Calafiori especially on the left side, but they really do just because they are, they've got centre backs who may make another appearance on this list who just drift. I was so comfortable just controlling the back line. They are like extra midfielders essentially. When Arsenal are a team who dominate the ball so much, having extra bodies in that midfield just allowed to move the ball faster, allow Arsenal to have more options, more runners, and again, give more space to the wingers who, whether that's Trossard, Martinelli, Saka, Madueke when he's fit. And it's just really, really nice to see a team that you support be good at football. And it's really fun. It's great, guys.
Anyway, let's move on. And centre-backs, I mean, I imagine we've definitely got the same of one.
Yeah, do we just want to talk about him while we're on the Arsenal?
Yeah, we'll talk about Gabriel.
I think he's probably in competition for being one of the best players in the league, the most important players this season.
Yeah, one of the most important players by far.
I think, again, probably the best defender, centre-back anyway.
In both boxes, he is the biggest threat. He's the best at getting the ball out, and he's the best at blamming a header in.
I don't remember a defender who's ever had this kind of presence.
Virgil van Dijk has always been pretty good.
I'd say so. Yeah, absolutely. But I think, Gabriel's getting more goals than Van Dijk probably did in his heyday. I mean, Van Dijk again was always an aerial threat, but I think Gabriel, something about him where he's just so big and he wins absolutely everything.
He's got that prick gene, which you kind of want in a centre back.
Yeah,
he just looks like if he's on your team, you're going to love him.
He's a bastard, isn't he? But I mean that as a compliment.
Yeah.
Like he's such a bastard. But again, massive part of why Arsenal.
I think he's so important to what you guys do, and it's unbelievable to think how far he's come and developed because he very much looked like he had the bozo gene.
Yeah, I remember when we first signed him. Obviously, we signed him when he was probably 23 or 22, so he's still quite young, which is very young for a centre back. But he did have that, as we love to call it, the bozo gene of stupid challenge here, a cock up here.
Yeah.
And I never saw this coming. Him developing the way he has, and arguably being better than Saliba.
Yeah, I mean, you'd put him in conversations depending, obviously, how Arsenal season go. If they were to achieve what you'd expect them to achieve, he would probably be in conversations for being in the top 3 best centre backs in the world currently. Just on what he's doing.
I mean, Arsenal 10 games of the season only conceded 3 goals in the league. Didn't concede a goal the entire
providing
month
he
of
doesn't
October.
get an injury, you'd expect to be breaking those records pretty soon.
Well, I mean, even then, you got Mascara as a backup, and he's
looking very, very good.
He's not a bad backup at all. But yeah, I think he is probably him or Declan Rice are Arsenal's most important players at the moment. But enough about Arsenal because we'll talk about them more. Your other centre back, Taylor.
Give me your other centre back.
I've just gone for Saliba.
Okay, that's boring.
It's so boring.
It's so technically correct.
I just couldn't not have them both, and I understand it is really boring. As being an Arsenal fan as well makes it twice as boring. But I think I've said it before. I think he's almost underrated now because Gabriel is so good and he does get these goals and he's so dominant. Saliba's just his movement, his positioning is so unbelievable, and again, he's so strong, such a bugger. If you're a forward having to play against both Saliba and Gabriel, it must be an absolute nightmare. The only ones that have really had any luck are Isak in his Newcastle days. Now he's washed, obviously, or Haaland, who obviously is able to nab a goal against absolutely anyone.
Yeah.
But I think he's just still so immense, and he's been so important for Arsenal.
Well, that's enough Arsenal.
Yeah, sorry. Not sorry.
This guy, man. Anyway, my centre-back is Van der Tren, a.k.a. Mickey van der Ven.
Yeah, so he was the other one that I was thinking of.
Yeah, I mean, again, if I'm making a top 5 centre-backs in the world, I'm very much putting him into those conversations
He's
as well.
up there, isn't he?
Fantastic in his own box. And it's just, no matter what team is trying to counter-attack against Tottenham, it's almost pretty futile because he's just coming at you like a ballistic missile.
Have you ever seen such a big man run so fast?
No, it's unbelievable. His hamstrings must be holding on for dear
life.
life.
They really are, because they keep going up until this season.
But
anyway.
He's obviously been able to start the season strong and avoid any injury, and he's looked immense.
Scored a really good goal in the week as well in the Champions League against Copenhagen, where he just picked it up at his own box.
But he's done that multiple times, and so he's done that 2 other occasions, and he's squared them both times. One was against Manchester United, amazing. Just let it be known, I'm putting this message out there to the boys, the team, Manchester United. I know you're listening. Trip him up. Don't let him run again. He's in the zone. Just trip him up.
Yeah,
Uncle, you got me.
He's all over.
And he's been a goal threat. I think he was their top goal scorer in all competitions for Spurs so far.
Is he really? Wow.
I think so, yeah. So he's adding that to his game as well.
Again, talking about most important players, he's comfortably Spurs' most important at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
I mean,
he's
they
top.
were. I mean, obviously they were very poor against Chelsea last week.
Mm-hmm.
And even he didn't have an amazing game, but he had a midfield of, was it Sarr, Bentancur, and
Paulinho. Yeah, Spurs fans are very unhappy at the minute. The fact that Frank keeps picking the most defensive, midfield based 2 possible that he has in his for every game, no matter the opposition. He seems to be going for Bentancur and Paulinho, and it just seems to be aggravating Spurs fans.
Understandably, because they can't win a game at home.
I don't know why they're doing this, because they've got Van der Tren at the back, who is
again a monster.
Fantastic. I can't wait for him to leave Spurs, because it pains me to see such a good player at Spurs.
He won't be there for long. How much they signed him for? There was a 35.
Yeah, it was a bargain buy from Wolfsburg.
He's probably 60-70 million player now.
I saw a great video he was doing when he first signed for Spurs, and he was like, when I was in school, I told my teachers I really want to be a footballer, and they were like, oh, but Mickey, only the top 1% of people ever make professional football, et cetera, et cetera. He's like, no, I know I'm going to do it. And everyone in the comments was like, bro, who's that teacher telling this 6'5" monster, athletically gifted beyond belief, that he's not going to make it? Like, look at him, man. Of course he was going to make it. Of course he was going to. He's not going to be sat in an office somewhere, is he? Come on. He's good. He's good.
He's very good. I think that's a very fair pick. Now, going on to left backs next.
Okay.
Left back, I think, by far is the weakest position currently in the Premier League.
Agreed.
There was not really a standout option where I could go definitively, they've been the best left back in the league this season.
You're not gone for Diego Dallo, left wing back?
I have not gone for Diego Dallo
crazy.
left wing back.
Where are we going to put him?
I can't believe you haven't gone with a 5-back, by the way.
Yeah, no, I decided to go
classic,
as the Lord intended.
Wait, hang on, 4-4-3? 4-3-3. Go on, who have you got then to start things off?
I've gone for Truffert from Bournemouth.
Nice.
Yeah, he was one of the signings of the season just because of his value. Obviously, they lost Milos Kerkez, who now looks like a bozo.
Yeah.
They've signed Truffert to replace him. I think he's been comfortably one of their better players. He's come to the Premier League, again, seamless transition from the French league. He's done really well. He's part of what has enabled Bournemouth to do what they've done so far.
Yep.
I think that's very important when you come into its side, which obviously was on a trajectory, and they've actually managed to raise that ceiling a bit more.
Yep.
He's been a big part of that. And like I say, there's just such a lack of a standout that I thought, looking at what he's done so far for Bournemouth, how he's performed alongside that relatively small price tag, I think it's like less than 15 million.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, overall a bargain. It's the type of player someone's going to come sign for 50 million
it's
in
the
a couple of years.
It's the Bournemouth model, right, isn't it? And they are really good at it.
But it doesn't always work, that model.
No, of course.
But in this case, it is working for them. They've signed
they're currently 5th in the league after 10 games. Yeah. One below Taylor's predicted.
Step up, boys. You got this. Position. You got this.
That's a very good pick. Again, I've gone pretty boring. I've just gone Marc Cucurella.
Yeah, I don't think that's boring.
It's, again, I don't like the bloke. But I do think he probably is definitively the best left back in the league. Definitively. I've literally just said there isn't a definitive one. Contradicting myself within about 120 seconds. He's, I think, the most consistent left back, and probably has been for the last year.
I think he's the best left back at playing that position. He understands his position in the Chelsea system the best out of every other left back performing a similar type of position, if that's the words I'm trying to use.
Yeah.
But he understands what he needs to do in that system by drifting in and kind of nicking the ball off.
Yeah, and he's very good at covering midfield as well with the likes of, Caicedo, who's been flying
technically
forward.
Very sound.
Technically very good going forward, very good defensively. He does give the wingers a very rough ride, and he isn't afraid of isn't afraid of just flying in for challenges. I just do think he probably is the best left back.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, actually. Yeah. I'm still going to go for my true.
No, yours is a lot more interesting and definitely a better shout.
What I am. That is what I am.
Yeah, but there you go. That's the back line then.
Yeah,
I think is only 2 Arsenal players for you. But yeah, it's all right. We'll move on. First midfielder.
I'm going to go for the one which I think we've both got in there.
Have I just mentioned him?
Moises Caicedo.
He has been probably the best midfielder in the league this year.
Yeah.
On a whole. We've all known how good he is, especially even last year defensively. But this year now he's coming up with goals. He's got 4 goals, I think, already in the season, which is more goals than the last 2 years that he had combined. He's obviously been allowed to go ahead and just shoot more, because I think I saw as well he's had 10 shots in the league this year, whereas the last few years he's had about 10 each all season. So he's obviously got that license now to charge forward, carry the ball forward. But he is relentless in the way he just presses, covers you. I mean, that goal against Spurs came from him pressing up on
Van der Ven.
It was Van der Tren, who is also in this team. They're playing together now, which is nice. And then just squaring it to João Pedro. He is a bastard to play against, I can imagine, because he is
in the best kind of way.
Again, it's a compliment. He does have that Kante ability of being able to cover the entire midfield on his own if he wanted. And I'm so annoyed that he plays for Chelsea.
Yeah, I was going to say, Moises, you have the opportunity to be the people's champion, but you play for Chelsea, and that's why we can't nominate you for that
imagine
award.
If he's still at Brighton. Him and Baleba. I mean, Baleba's had a bit of a disappointing start.
Yeah, Baleba's washed. Yeah. Joking, sign him, man. But no, I agree with everything you just said. I think that's good analysis on Caicedo.
Thanks. I did some reading on Caicedo the other day because I was genuinely interested about just him, because he's very good.
Oh, it's great. He's obviously, his story's fantastic as well. Obviously playing in the Ecuadorian League, being plucked by Brighton as Manchester United, almost signed him for pennies. Went to Brighton, actually went on loan to Belgium. Very quiet start to life in England after his loan spell in Belgium. Then kind of kicked off into that Brighton team and never looked back, actually. And he looks every single penny of that 125 million that Chelsea.
We were saying the other day, it's not rare where you look at in this case, £120 million signing and gone, he was worth it. But I think it's hard to argue with that at the moment.
Again, he should be one of the better midfielders in the Premier League for as long as he chooses to stay in the Premier League.
He's 24 this weekend.
Yeah, which is crazy, and that's why you don't sign 19-year contracts, because he could probably definitely work. He'd be exactly what Real Madrid need in that midfield with their struggling, since they've lost all that experience. He would be absolutely ideal in a world where I don't think Tchouaméni and Camavinga really lived up to what they could have been.
Yeah, not
quite. You could replace one of them with a Caicedo. I think that's an immediate ceiling raiser.
I mean, Chelsea need to bank on him not getting injured, though, because obviously we're filming on Thursday night. They drew with Karabag last night.
They did.
Which is, not a good result. It's funny. But without him, I think in that midfield, they are a lot weaker. As they saw before.
Well, they're half a side, which is fair, because it's testament to how good of a player he is. He is really allowing Chelsea to be as mid as they are right now. Because without him, I think they'd be a lot worse.
Yeah. Very nice. Next midfielder.
Go on, hit me with it, cool, Mac.
I've gone for Granit Xhaka.
Gone for Granit Xhaka. You know what? I desperately did think about.
I needed a Sunderland player in there. Obviously, you've gone for the keeper. I just thought it was difficult, because I've actually picked Xhaka over Declan Rice, who was my other thinking. Because I think Declan Rice has been immense, but I think I really wanted to shout out Xhaka. I did predict him in the team.
I knew it's the only reason you want to shout him out.
I did predict him being in the team of the season at the end of the year, but he's been maybe signing of the summer, signing of the season so far. He's been so important to how that Sunderland team operates. It's long passing, it's short passing. He's running that midfield at the moment.
You guessed it, man.
I know. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed with myself. But I'm really I have such conflicting feelings about Xhaka as an Arsenal fan, because I think his last year with us, he was immense. He got several goals. Again, he was running that midfield.
Mhm.
I think maybe we shouldn't have got rid of, or look at it now. We probably shouldn't have got rid of him at the time for another year or so. But there was a time when he was at Arsenal, and he was pretty poor, really, and he wasn't. He really struggled, I think, defensively. Whereas now, it's like his legs are, I don't know, 10 years younger. Is he 33, I think?
Yeah. I think 2 years in the Bundesliga at a team which won the league when unbeaten allowed him to shake the ghosts of his latter end of his Arsenal stint off, and has allowed him to come back to the Premier League with fresh eyes, more experience, and knows what it takes.
And I'm really happy to see it, because he is, again, genuinely, when he was obviously Arsenal captain for a while, and he does come across as a really nice bloke, and I bet he's a very...
He always ends up in the leadership group, no matter where he is.
He's obviously a good character to have,
yeah.
And I think he's been so important for that Sunderland too.
I love that, yeah. I mean, if you told me a year ago Sunderland would have Granit Xhaka and they'd be second in the league after 10 games, I'd be like, what have you been smoking? But here we are, ladies and gentlemen.
Got Taylor, next midfielder for me.
So when I'm picking team of the season, I'm really looking at the top half of the table.
God, all right, okay.
And, you're looking at teams who are maybe doing better than they were last season. Why is that happening? What's changed in those teams? So in my second midfield spot, I've gone for Uncle Casemiro.
Oh, God.
No, and I knew you were going to pull this face, but I think there's a completely fair rationale as to why I've gone for this.
Talk to me.
This season, he has got 1 game a week. He's in the final year of his contract. He's got a point to prove, everybody, and he's proving his point to me, clearly. He has come up with vital goals. Last season for Manchester United, the midfield was a constant problem. There was such big gaps everywhere. That partnership of himself or whoever else with Bruno always looked like teams were going to cut through us. This year, they've seemed to have gone under the hood of a car, tinkered with some things. The formation remains the same, but the ideas behind it have kind of changed a little bit. And it has brought him and Bruno closer together. In fact, actually, he looks like he's pushing up the pitch a bit more. And he's contributing some really important goals in some important moments for us. In times where we need to get the lead or we need to secure a lead, he is there by, scored a Forest at the weekend, scored the weekend before against Brighton, shooting from absolutely nowhere and getting it in. I think he's been very good. He was very good against Chelsea until he got sent off.
Yeah.
But that is the spin of Uncle.
That's the Casemiro.
That is the Casemiro way. I think he's come in this season and has been really important, especially when everyone counted him out. Yeah. Everyone thought Casemiro's dead and buried. But actually, I think he's actually proven to everyone that he can still hack it when he's got 1 game a week.
Yeah, I mean, again, he actually has been quite impressive, I think, the last few weeks, especially when United have started to pick up some results again.
Where's he at this season?
So looking at, he's got 3 in all competitions. He's got 3. Oh, sorry, this is just the Premier League, I think, actually.
Yeah,
3 goals and 1 assist, and his best goal tally in his career is 6 goals in a season.
So he's halfway to his best ever goal put.
Over halfway.
Yeah, over halfway over his best output.
Yeah,
I think he's just doing a really good job in a very difficult role, because playing in that midfield too. For Manchester United.
Especially when you're playing with the likes of Ufarte.
If you've got Bruno as well, he's not thinking about the rest of it.
Well, he's up the upside.
Yeah.
He has been good, to be fair to him, Casemiro. But again, I was expecting him to look sluggish, even more sluggish. But I think that 1 game a week has been absolutely massive.
I said it, everyone. Just as we were both trying to shoehorn our respective team of the seasons in.
Yeah, I'm shoehorning top of the league into the team of the season.
Yeah, Uncle, you're doing good, man.
He is doing good.
He is doing good.
He is doing okay.
And
right.
I had to get someone in there.
Yeah,
I just looked at it. And
that can't be the last man.
We don't know that.
Yeah, we don't. Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Go on then to our third and final midfielder. Taylor, do you want to kick this one off?
No, you tell me, Cormac.
I've gone for Dominic Szoboszlai.
Well, that's a good shout.
I think he has probably been Liverpool's standout player this year. Well, one of Liverpool's standout players. Obviously, we're coming off, they lost 4 games in a row, 5 games in a row in the end, and they've just come off a win against, who did they beat last week?
Real Madrid. Oh, I mean, they did beat Real
so
Madrid,
they beat Real Madrid
and they beat Aston Villa.
And they beat Aston Villa, thank you. And he has been obviously very vital. He's filled it right back this season as well. He has played in that midfield. He's scored like cork with a free kick against Arsenal.
That was good.
Which is...
Felt important at the time. Turns out it meant nothing.
I know, yeah. But, season's still young.
Meant nothing to me.
Yeah, exactly. But I think he's been really important for Liverpool in that midfield. I think he's looked really good. I think McAllister hasn't been quite up to scratch this year from his usual
he didn't
standard.
Start at the beginning of the season
particularly well. Yeah.
He hasn't really come into that. It hasn't been the same as last season.
Yeah, I think Gravenberg has been solid again, to be fair. But I think Szoboszlai has really been the kind of standout midfielder from Liverpool, who on a whole, are still in and around the mix. They're playing obviously Man City this weekend, which is a big game, which will be very exciting.
Yeah. And I imagine he'll do quite well.
I think so. I do really like him, and he's also extremely handsome.
Does help.
So that's what I'm really looking for here.
Nice.
But yeah, go on, Taylor, final midfielder for me.
To shout out another Cormac prediction from the beginning of the season, I've gone for a cam of Iliman and Die.
Interesting. Okay, so you're shoehorning him in a little bit.
Yeah.
Into the
Well, I mean, where would you put him? He's not left wing because Grealish plays there. I guess you could put him at right wing.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm guessing that's where you've put him in.
I actually haven't got him in my team.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah,
I think he's been the best player for Everton, who aren't having the best season. Started hot, kind of tailed off a little bit.
Yeah.
But anything that Everton achieved this season will probably be as a result of him or Jack Grealish doing pretty good stuff. I think he's just so entertaining to watch as well. He's got a bit of a different skill set than the average footballer, obviously coming up like through the non-professional ranks and whatnot, and winning like a scholarship from a baller league, from a London baller league, and then moving out to France, I believe, and now he's over at Everton. He's had a really interesting career where it seemed like no one's really picked him up along the way. Everton obviously have, and Everton now, I think if they wanted to sell him, would be looking at north of 60 million.
Oh, comfortably. I think maybe you could argue more. I think he has, like you say, he's on 4 goals this year, and no other Everton player has scored more than 1.
Wow.
So he's really doing a lot of heavy lifting. He scored a great, again, I keep mentioning this last weekend, but he scored a really nice goal against the team I can't remember. Oh, it was Monday night against Wolves? No. Oh, I'm going to have to look this up. I'm annoying myself. Everton love to play on a Monday night.
Everton do play on a Monday night, along with Manchester United.
Sunderland, sorry.
That was a good goal. And your boy scored.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's been great.
I think he has been really good. In an Everton side who, like I said, have started hot and it's now the trade off. But I mean, they'll be fine this year.
But he still is looking hot, which is good.
I wonder if he's there next year.
Probably not. I mean, people need to move, big money moves, and more clubs in the Premier League are going to just keep buying more Premier League players. I think that is going to be the move. The top 8 in the Premier League.
He's just going to keep buying Premier League
I wouldn't
players.
be surprised if he ended up moving to, like, say, an Aston Villa or Newcastle akin type team.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Especially if Morgan Rogers moved on from Villa, you very much suspect.
Villa got no money is the only thing, obviously.
Yeah, but they might have money if they sold Morgan Rogers.
True.
You have to suspect. So something along those lines. But honestly, I think you could just kick it at one of the top 4 teams.
If Everton lose and die, and obviously Grealish goes back to City, that will be, then they're relying on Beto and Barry.
Yeah.
B&B.
The Chuckle Brothers.
The Chuckle Brothers up top, exactly.
Yeah. So they need to be thinking.
Yeah,
Everton.
I mean, I don't know how much City will want for Grealish. It's going to be north of 50, isn't it?
No.
Do you not think?
I mean,
35?
They might, 1st of July maybe, then come 31st of August when he's still there.
40?
No, like 20.
Do you think, they spent 100 million on the bloke?
Yeah, but we spent 80 million on Sancho and he's leaving for free. We spent 80 million on Paul Pogba. He left for free.
Don't compare Man United's business to anyone else.
Yeah, but that's why I was saying he'd probably go for 20.
I don't know. I think City are going to want at least kind of 40 million for him.
He's getting on his day. He's not.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, if he's playing like this, though, he's had a pretty hot start to the season. So.
4 assists. So
yeah, far. I mean, but not for a few weeks now. Come on, Jack, pick it up.
Yeah, you're my fantasy man. Come on, pick it up. You're on the bench currently, so sort it out.
Right. Final 3 then, going into the front line.
Yeah.
Should we start with the right winger?
As nature intended, yeah.
I think you should tell me your right winger, because I can't remember mine off the top of my head.
My right winger, ladies and gentlemen, has the fastest batty in the league.
Oh, that's so funny.
Anterior pelvic tilt.
It's so funny because so's mine.
Does it?
I have picked also Brad and Bruno.
Have you?
Yeah,
this is a good day for the pod, everyone. Look, me and Cormac are agreeing on a Manchester United thing. I think he's been fantastic. I think he has elevated the ceiling of what this Manchester United team could do. Last year, we struggled to score goals. That was our biggest thing. Mm-hmm. The team above Manchester United, I've looked at that and thought, last year we had the defensive output of a team akin to Aston Villa who finished 8th, whereas we had the scoring output to that of near relegation zone. So they were like, let's heavily invest in the front line. And obviously, as a result, we signed Brian Mbeumo. He has come in, he scored 4 Premier League goals for us this season.
Yep, and 1 assist.
And 1 assist. I think he's just... My favourite thing about Big Bri is that the ball will just come to him in the air really high and he'll just ping it down with his left foot. And it's so majestic. And he's so cool. And he's just like, I think he's going to be such a good player for us. And I think him coming to Manchester United, everyone's going to look at him a bit more and be like, no, this is a serious player.
Yep.
I thought he was at Brentford anyway, but now being at Manchester United, this should give him the platform which he deserves to show everyone why.
I think he is a Champions League level player, isn't he, really? Which is what United hopefully will.
He looks like he can wear the shirt and not be overawed by it, which so many people I've seen in the past have just been devastated whenever they think about putting a Manchester United shirt on. He looks comfortable in it. He looks like he'll drive us on. I think that partnership with him and Ahmad is really coming along very nicely. They seem like best buds, man. I love that. We need more of that at Manchester United, and we're getting some of it. Yeah. So that's pretty good. I think, his output's only going to increase. I think for as long as we're playing the teams who are like bottom half, even he scored against Chelsea, he scored against Liverpool in the first minute. He scored against Chelsea. I might be making that up. He scored against Liverpool. He's always good for a goal, which, as we're slowly making more additions to this squad, where hopefully, like, you'd expect Cunha to kind of hit a bit of form now. Not that he's been out of form, but a bit more output. Yeah. With Big Bri being good for a goal, that should help us a lot with some of our results. And you can see in the league table, we've obviously done a lot better. Had we won at Forest, which we ended up drawing, we'd be 4th or 5th right now. And that's pretty, after 10 games, if you'd said that to me, I'd have been like, hell to the year. So, and Big Brian's been the best player for us so far.
But you're not 4th or 5th, are you?
No, we are 8th. But I'm still happy. I'm still happy. I'm a happy man.
It's been a good few weeks for United. Yeah. Considering it was a lot of doom and gloom at the start of the year.
It was.
So it's quite the turnaround. Ruben Amorim all the way. But yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. I don't really have anything else to add. I think
I'll talk about Big Brian.
I've watched a lot of Man United this year, courtesy of the man to my left. And he has probably been, I'd say, the standout player for United. Am I including him in this just because he's in United? You know what? There's probably a bit of that.
Yeah, 100%. But that's what you get for playing for Manchester United. Now people talk about that in that kind of conversation. Yeah. I think if Cunha had chipped in with like 2 or 3 more goals, I'd have been really torn, but I would just put them both in. But
well, I was going to put Saka in, but again, I was trying to be good.
I think Saka can be better.
Well, that's what we got. High standards for Saka. Yeah. And I think he's been very good. I just don't think he's got maybe quite as many goals as people probably expect him to.
But I'm sure he'll sort that out.
I think he will. I think he was a match the other night. Left winger?
Left winger, yeah.
Yeah, before we hit striker, I do need to double check mine. I will tell you mine first.
Go on. I know I got.
I've gone Semedo at Bournemouth.
Oh, Semenya?
Yeah, Semenya. Semedo? Semenya, sorry, Semenya at Bournemouth.
Cormac has gone Nelson Semedo, ex-Wolverhampton Wanderers football player.
Yeah. But he's currently joint second top scorer in the league this year with 6 goals, 3 assists in the first 10 games. Again, he's been the large majority, well, not the large majority, not of why Bournemouth are doing so well, but he has been Bournemouth's best player this year, who are obviously having a storming start. Mm-hmm. I think he is, there was a lot of talk about him in the summer about leaving or whether he was going to leave or not. He obviously didn't in the end. He ended up sticking around, and I think Bournemouth have been all better for that, and he probably has as well, because his stock just continues to rise. And I think every time you watch him as well, he's so quick, he's so strong, and his finishing has been really, really clinical. And I think he's pretty comfortably been the best left winger for me. Mm-hmm. Taylor's obviously going to disagree. He's got someone else in there.
No, I got Semenya.
Oh, actually. Oh, okay, nice. Sorry.
I'm 100% going to agree. He's been, I'd say, he looks like top 3 players in the league this season.
He's been so good.
He's been so good. Bournemouth have obviously lost so many important players last year. For them to be at the level they're at right now, he is like 70% of it as I'm looking at it right now, just because he's been so clinical.
Yep.
But he's also just the way he holds the ball, the way he deals with the ball is so good. Again, he could be a Champions League player and probably should be and probably will be. I'm surprised he didn't make a move. Thank goodness you didn't move to Tottenham, because there was big rumours that Tottenham. And I was like, thank goodness.
Well, they went for Kudus in the end, didn't they? Obviously, as well. He was actually had a very good year. To be fair, good start.
He's been alright, but
I think he's been good.
But Semenyo has been better, and don't waste yourself at Tottenham, brother. Just be another Cam for us, man. Play left wing back, and actually, I think he'd thrive there. So he's been fantastic and top 3 in the league, and
I think he's comfortably been.
I love how he was. I think he was. What is it? Bristol City.
Well, he started at Newport.
Yeah.
And then he went to Bristol City, then on loan to Sunderland, and Bristol, and Bournemouth signed him a few years ago.
Yeah, so that's a crazy... That is exactly what the pyramid's all about, and that you can... If you're that good, you can start there and work your way up and now be considered one of the best players in the Premier League. It's crazy how football works.
He finished on 16 goals and assists last year, so combined. Mm-hmm. He's currently on 9 in the league. So I think...
And 16's not a bad number either.
16's great for Bournemouth.
And he's still pretty... He's not 24, 25?
He's 25, yeah. So he's, still... He's kind of in his prime, kicking into his prime. Mm-hmm. So I think Bournemouth most likely will be cashing in next year.
Yep.
Where he ends up, fuck knows. Could be a Newcastle.
He's better than that. Don't go to Chelsea. Don't go to Newcastle.
Don't go to City.
Don't go to City.
Don't go to United.
Don't go to Liverpool.
Don't go to Liverpool. Go to Arsenal. Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'd be very happy with that.
I need to go to a team that I enjoy.
Are invested in.
Yeah.
Exactly. Whether it's positive or negative. But then, right, finally, striker.
Mm-hmm.
Have we probably got the same robot?
No. I don't know who you're on about.
Okay, I've gone for Erling Haaland.
I'll discuss him.
He's all right, isn't he?
He's all right.
13 goals this year.
Over double everyone else.
Over double everyone else. I don't really need to talk too much about him. Everyone knows just how good he is. He's a freak of fucking nature, man. That bloke doesn't stop.
Imagine him if he just wasn't a footballer and worked in an office.
I
Now
know.
that is crazy.
That Viking-looking man. He
can't be anything else other than a professional footballer.
He's so clinical. I don't remember seeing a striker like this in the Premier League in the last 10, 15 years.
I think he's scored 75% of City goals this season.
Yeah, he has.
And he's also scored loads of goals. So
I can tell you that.
I think City, he scored 75% of Manchester City's goals, and they're the top goal scorers in the Premier League this season, which is nuts.
Yeah, he has scored. Yeah, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other goal scorers for City, and they're all on 1 goal.
Did you happen to watch his YouTube video?
You know, I haven't watched it, but I've seen some.
You know, he's actually such a sound guy.
I love Haaland, man.
Yeah,
you
know,
again, and he's a bastard.
Yeah.
But
he's one of them. He's on the pitch. You'd hate to play against him. You know, he's saying all sorts of stuff to you, all sorts of crap.
That video
he will score 2 goals.
Who was it from Everton? A few years ago, when he's doing like all the mouthing.
Yeah.
That's like Godfrey. Yeah, he's doing it anyway. Sorry, but yeah, just things like that. I think he's very funny. I think he's very likable. Some people probably don't like him. But I think
he's very likable.
Don't like football.
Yeah,
those people.
Yeah. No, I think he's very likable. Again, he has objectively, if you were a stats nerd and looked at the goal stats, you'd be like, yeah, of course he is. But I've gone for someone else in my striker position.
Go on, then. Who have you gone for?
I've gone for 35-year-old Danny Welbeck.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
like completely. Because I genuinely thought about him as well.
Yeah,
he's having a renaissance, isn't he?
His manager has come out today and said, I wouldn't have any other footballer in the world over Danny Welbeck. If that isn't the highest form of praise, he could have anybody, ladies and gentlemen, but he chooses to have Danny Welbeck. And that, Brian spent a lot of money in the summer on 2 Greek attackers, which we've said it, and just never do that.
You can't have 2 Greeks.
You can't have 2 Greeks in the same team. And it shows because Danny Welbeck remains in that team. Second top goal scorer, joint with a bunch of others, our boy Semenyo, on 6 this season.
Mm-hmm.
He is killing it. He looks so good on the ball.
Yep.
He's looking really clinical. He's got a great free kick against Manchester United, which almost scared me. He was in my fantasy, so that was huge. Cheers, Danny. He's in the form of his life. And I keep saying that because every time we speak about Danny Welbeck, I keep saying he's in the form of his life, but he seems to just be getting a little bit better.
Yeah.
Question I have on Danny Welbeck, though.
I think I know where you're going to go with this.
Is he on the plane?
If the World Cup starts next week,
Mm-hmm.
I think he has to be.
Honestly, I'm taking him over a finished Ollie Watkins any day of the week.
Yeah, you take him over Watkins. You take him over Tony, who God knows what
he's up to.
Obviously Rashford, he's more of a winger. You probably take him over Rashford as well. I think he's the second best option at the moment. And he's going to be...
Vibes for the camp,
he's
man.
Good vibes.
Yeah. If we can take Danny Welbeck, it means we don't need Jordan Henderson, which should be enough.
Henderson's on that plane already, man. He was also actually having a good year with Brentford.
Yeah, he is. He's doing okay.
But no, I think he has to go.
Yeah.
I think he is comfortably the second best English striker at the moment.
A bit of a bigger squad to play with, and there's,
Off the bench, Danny Welbeck.
I'd
love to see that.
I trust him on penalties.
I trust him on penalties.
I trust him.
I'd love to see Danny Welbeck at the World Cup.
You know what? That would be a feel-good story which the nation could get behind.
Mm-hmm. I think so. As the second option to Harry Kane, who, as we all know, is very good at football or whatever, but pisses everyone off because he's always in fucking CDM when we're crossing and Saka's trying to play a ball in.
My boy D. Welbs is always where he needs to be.
He will be there.
Yeah, he will be there.
And I really do hope he gets on the plane. Do you see the stat as well? It's like he's almost scored as many goals in his 30s than he has in his 20s.
And the only person I know who also done that is Cristiano Ronaldo. So obviously you
see the comparisons.
Yeah.
You see the comparisons.
Both live in the same prism of existence. And it shows. So
I think so. And there it is, folks. That is our team. Do you want to list off your team, Taylor, just to finish things off?
Okay. So in goal, I've gone for Roofs from Sunderland. Right back, I've gone for Yuri and Timber of Arsenal. Centre back, I've gone for Gabriel and Van der Ven. Left back, I've gone for Truffert of Bournemouth. In centre mid, I've gone for Caicedo, Casemiro, and Iliman Ndiaye.
Nice.
And in my right wing, I've gone for Antoine Semenyo. Striker, Danny Welbeck. Left wing, I went for... I can't remember. Did so well.
Semenyo.
Oh no, Brian and Boom. I can't believe I forgot Big Brian. I put Big Brian right wing.
There you go.
And left wing, I have Antoine Semenyo.
There you go. And then you said Welbeck as well, obviously, didn't you?
Yeah.
So my team of the year, I've gone for Dubravka in goal.
Team of the year, as in like team of the year.
Team of the season.
Team of the
so
year.
far.
Team of the year, Martin Dubravka.
Get that FIFA card. Team of the season so far. I've got Dubravka in goal, Timber at right back, Gabriel and Saliba both centre backs. You're boring. Cucurella left back, Caicedo in midfield with Granit Xhaka, Szoboszlai in attacking midfield, Mbumo on the right, Semenyo on the left, and Haaland down the middle. I think we've both done very respectful
I think we've
teams
both
there.
smashed it 100%, not a single one wrong.
I don't think anyone can disagree with anything.
No, I don't think anyone can disagree with anything.
I think we've absolutely nailed that. Well, that leads us, I think, very nicely into everyone's favourite segment of the podcast.
It is everyone's favourite.
The red and white chalkboard, folks. Now,
almost the red and white scoreboard, ladies.
I'm
and
flying
folks.
right now. The red and white scoreboard.
Flow state has been
As
activated.
indeed. So for those who don't know or don't remember, this is the weekly segment Taylor and I do where we predict 5 games of the upcoming week.
Often correctly.
Most often correctly.
75%.
Exactly. Predict the scores and you get points. I mean, I have a league table going at the end of the season. We'll have a look. So you get the correct score, you get 3 points. Correct result, you get 1 point. Nothing correct, you get 0 points. First of all, we're going to rattle through last week, which has not been a good week for Cormac.
That's what I needed to hear.
A decent. It's been an average week.
It's been a fantastic week for Taylor. Every week is fantastic.
Right.
Nothing but net.
These are the games from last week then. So we have Spurs and Chelsea. I said 3-2. Taylor said 1-2. And it was 0-1.
Gosh.
Giving Taylor 1 point and me nothing. Wrexham Coventry, I said 0-1. Taylor said 1-3. And it was 3-2.
Good game.
It was 3-2,
It was 3-2,
3-2,
yeah.
That gave us neither any points. We've got Man City Bournemouth. I said 1-1. Taylor said 1-2. It was a fact 3-1. Boring.
Neither of us
Nil
got
points
that.
from Arno. It's obviously going to happen. West Ham Newcastle. I said 0-2. Taylor said 0-3. It was 3-1. Big up West Ham again. A big win. Newcastle in the bin. Eddie Howe on the way out. Anyway, I'm waffling. And then lastly, we said Liverpool Villa. I said 2-2. Taylor said 2-1. And it was 2-0. So Taylor got 1 point and I got none. I think I tried to push the boat out a little bit too much.
We've all been there.
Last week, I was getting a little bit cocky, which left me with 0 points. And Taylor with 2 points off the week. But in the league table, it's getting close.
Is
We're
it?
down to single digits.
Was I that far behind all
You were
along?
you're 11 points behind.
Wow.
So Taylor is on 14 and I'm on 25. So things are getting spicy, folks. Going into our 10th week of predictions. As you won last week, Taylor, you're going to get first pick of games.
I'm actually going to go for Spurs Manchester United in my first game.
I like that
12:30 kick off on the Saturday.
Yeah,
What a day for the boys.
At Spurs?
At Spurs.
What is your prediction,
Well,
please, Taylor?
Spurs at home, dreadful. Man U away from home, slightly better than dreadful, but still not great. Avenge the Europa League final, boys. You've got this. Just, Luke Shaw, when you're playing, just remember how Brennan Johnson didn't quite touch the ball and it went in the back of the net. Just remember and leave something on him. If you score, dive into the crowd, go nuts, go absolutely berserk.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the score. 2-1 Manchester United.
Fighting talk. I'm going to go for a really exciting 1-1.
Spurs beat us 4 times last season.
So
We
funny.
can't let them do it again.
That's so funny. I really hope they do.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to pick then. I'm going to pick the other one that's going to be on TV, which is Sunderland versus Arsenal, which is a tricky game, I think, based on Sunderland actually flying this year, and this game is at Sunderland. But that being said, I am still going to go 2-0 Arsenal.
That's crazy.
0-2.
I'm going to go 0-1.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those, realistically. isn't it?
We're playing by the books.
Yeah, cut to next week when Arsenal have lost. That'll be fun.
4-1.
Yeah. All right, Ted, have another look. I mean, there's obviously one big one there at the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, let's do it.
Yeah,
Manchester City versus Liverpool.
4:30 on Sunday, big game. Title race. I mean, both joint. Are they joint on points, or they're very close anyway?
Yeah.
As things stand, bear with me while I look at the table. They are second and third. City 1 point ahead of Liverpool at the moment. So it is a big game. I mean, a draw would be delicious for Arsenal, really. But yeah, we'll have to see. What do you reckon then?
I'm going to go. This screams. I haven't done it in a while. A 2-2. It does scream a 2-2.
It does. I'm actually going to go 3-1 City.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't released Liverpool to win in a while, so we'll have to wait and see. But I think City will win.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably not a crazy shout. We're going to go for everyone's favourite derby next. It is the M23 derby. Crystal Palace versus Brighton. That is 12th versus 10th, if I've ever heard it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe while I remember how to spell. Oh, I think it's quite a tough one to call, actually. I do... kind of game you don't know. I'm going to go 2-1 Palace.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a 1-1.
Yeah, that's fair. And then finally, to finish us off, Taylor, what have you got for us before we go into another international break?
No games on the Monday then, obviously.
No, or Sunday.
Show me... I'm going to go for...
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll. Can you show me the European leagues? I'm going to go a bit berserk.
Okay. I'll have a look.
Yeah, nice. I'm going to go for Valencia versus Real Betis.
Okay, I like it. What have you got?
I'm going to go for 2-1 Betis.
All right. Based off what I know, which isn't an awful lot at the moment about either of these teams, I'm going to go 1-0 to Valencia.
That's crazy. Valencia are in a wretched run of form.
They're like really right.
They've got battered by Real Madrid. Anthony just scored a double last week for Betis. Yeah,
Shouldn't have got rid of him. I should have kept him.
Yeah, no, should have. Let's buy him back. 100 mil.
Oh, I was absolutely thinking Villarreal when I was thinking Valencia.
And it happens to the best of
us. That is absolutely huge. Betis in fifth.
My uncultured friend will learn a lesson.
Oh, we're about to find out. But right, there you go. That is our games for next week. I'm just going to quickly run through them. Spurs United, I said 1-1. Taylor said 1-2. Sunderland Arsenal, I said 0-2. Taylor said 0-1. City Liverpool, I said 3-1. Taylor said 2-2. Palace Brighton, I said 2-1. Taylor said 1-1. And then Valencia Betis, I said 1-0. And Taylor said 1-2.
Sounds like we're speaking in Morse code, but we're not. We're speaking in football, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. That will be really interesting. Before we end the pod, Taylor, anything else in the world of football? Looks like Rob Edwards might be getting the Wolves job at the time of recording, or they're at least approached him. We'll have to see what happens there after Gary O'Neill has stepped back.
I mean, we'll have so much time to talk football once the international break starts.
Oh,
it's insane.
God. Maybe we do an England squad. Maybe that's what we do.
Yeah, we're going to do something. That's for sure.
Fact.
That is
Sounds like
sure.
a Trump quote, that. But yeah, I've got nothing else to add.
No, let's do it, man.
Let's call it. Thank you very much, all you beautiful people, for watching or listening to another episode of the Red and White Chalkboard. I hope you enjoy our team. Let us know what you think. I'm assuming
Vote. Tell us whose is better.
Yeah, mine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, thank you very much, Taylor, for joining me.
Thank you, cool, man.
And thank you everyone else for watching. We'll catch you next week.